beloved seekers of truth, what I am about to share with you today carries such profound importance that I must begin with a sacred warning. Certain aspects of your divine journey must remain protected, held close to your heart like precious jewels. For those who have ears to hear, you'll understand that within you dwells a power so magnificent that its very nature demands discretion and sacred silence. As Neville Goddard, that great master of manifestation, taught us, you are not merely a creation of God. You are God expressing Himself in human form. This truth alone should make you pause and reflect on the sanctity of your spiritual journey. In an age where social media beckons us to share every thought, every achievement, and every spiritual breakthrough, the true masters understand that there is immense power in sacred silence. Before we delve into these sacred secrets, you must first understand the profound nature of your being. The ancient mystery schools taught that within each human exists the totality of the universe. You are not just a fragment of divine consciousness. You are that consciousness in its entirety, focused through the lens of your individual expression. When you truly grasp this concept, you begin to understand why certain aspects of your spiritual journey must remain sacred and protected. Just as the most powerful forces in nature operate in silence, gravity, electricity, the growth of living things, your greatest spiritual power manifests in the quiet depths of your consciousness. If these words resonate within the depths of your being, if you feel a stirring in your soul that confirms the truth of what you're about to read, take a moment to declare silently to yourself, I am that I am. This acknowledgement of the God presence within you prepares your consciousness to receive these profound revelations. The first and perhaps most sacred secret to guard is your present state of consciousness. When you truly grasp that imagination creates reality, as Neville so masterfully taught, you understand that your state of consciousness is everything. It is the very foundation upon which your entire world is built. Think of your consciousness as a sacred garden. When you plant new seeds of belief, when you begin to feel yourself to be the person you desire to be, this delicate new self-concept requires protection. Just as a seed needs darkness and silence to germinate, your new state of consciousness needs protection from the doubts and limiting beliefs of others. Your state of consciousness is like a frequency that you broadcast to the universe. When you enter a new state, let's say the state of being financially abundant, you begin to emanate a different energy, attract different circumstances, and naturally align with your desired reality. But this process is delicate, especially in its early stages. Consider the metaphor of a master painter at work. Would they invite critics and commentators into their studio while the paint is still wet, while the vision is still taking form? Of course not. The same principle applies to your consciousness. When you're cultivating a new state of being, whether it's feeling wealthy, loved, successful, or healthy, you must protect this delicate new reality from the well-meaning but potentially harmful opinions of others. Remember Neville's profound teaching about entering your room and shutting the door when praying. This isn't merely about physical isolation. It's about creating a sanctuary for your mental atmosphere. When you begin to feel wealthy, successful, or deeply loved, resist the overwhelming urge to announce this inner knowing to the world. The outside world must conform to your inner assumptions, but this divine process requires patience and protection. Think of it like tuning a radio to a new station. In those moments between frequencies, there's static and interference. If you allow others to question, doubt, or challenge your new frequency before it's fully tuned in, you risk losing that perfect clarity of signal that you're developing. To maintain the sanctity of your state of consciousness, develop the practice of mental discipline. When others ask about your transformation, learn to smile knowingly and redirect the conversation. Remember, you're not being deceptive. You're protecting the sacred space where your manifestation is taking form. Let your changed world be the announcement of your new state. When others notice your transformation, your newfound confidence, your peaceful demeanor, your successful endeavors, let these be the testament to your inner work. The results will speak far more eloquently than any premature announcement could. The second secret that demands sacred protection concerns your imaginal acts, those precious moments when you engage in the art of conscious creation. These are your most intimate encounters with your own divinity, and they must be guarded with unwavering dedication. Neville revealed that the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of creation. When you lie down at night and immerse yourself in the joy, the satisfaction, the absolute knowing that your desire is already realized, you're participating in the highest form of prayer. These sacred scenes, these intimate moments with your wonderful human imagination, are not meant for public consumption. Your imaginal acts are like spiritual embryos, containing within them the full potential of your desired manifestation. Just as an expectant mother wouldn't expose her developing child to harmful elements, you must protect your imaginal acts from the doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs of others. Consider this profound truth. When you engage in an imaginal act, you're literally rearranging the fabric of reality at a quantum level. You're communicating with the divine matrix of creation itself. This is sacred work, intimate work, work that requires the utmost protection and respect. Modern quantum physics is beginning to understand what ancient mystics have always known, that consciousness affects reality at its most fundamental level. Your imaginal acts are not mere daydreams. They are powerful acts of creation that influence the very structure of the universe. Think of your imaginal acts as love letters between you and the divine aspect of yourself. Would you share your most intimate love letters with the world? Would you expose your deepest expressions of love to public scrutiny? Of course not. The same principle applies to your imaginal acts. When you're lying in bed at night, feeling the joy of your wish fulfilled, experiencing the reality of your desire in your imagination, you're engaging in the most powerful, creative act possible. This is not the time for validation or explanation. This is your sacred time with your own divine nature. The final and perhaps most crucial secret to protect is the bridge of incidents, those divine orchestrations that lead to your manifestation. Once you've imagined the end, once you've felt it real, the middle path will arrange itself with perfect precision. But this bridge, this sacred unfoldment, must be allowed to manifest without interference. This secret is perhaps the most challenging to protect, because human nature desperately wants to share progress, to announce the signs and synchronicities that appear along the way. But understand this: the bridge of incidents is like a delicate spider's web being woven by the divine intelligence within you. Each strand must be allowed to connect in its perfect time and way. The bridge of incidents operates according to a divine intelligence that far exceeds our logical minds. When you try to analyze, explain, or predict how your manifestation will unfold, you actually limit the infinite ways in which the divine can bring about your desire. Think of it like this. Imagine you're watching a master chess player at work. Would you interrupt them mid-game to suggest moves or question their strategy? Of course not. The same applies to the divine intelligence orchestrating your manifestation. Trust the process. Let it unfold in its perfect way. When you begin to notice the pieces falling into place, when synchronicities and coincidences start appearing in your life, resist the urge to broadcast these signs to the world. Don't share every step of the journey on social media or analyze the process with others. Allow the bridge to build itself without the interference of others' energies or opinions. This secret also encompasses the divine timing of your manifestations. When you've properly imagined and felt the reality of your desire, when you know with absolute certainty that it is done, you must protect this knowing from the influence of time. The vision has its own appointed hour, and announcing expected timelines can interfere with the perfect unfoldment of your desire. Beloved ones, understand that these three divine secrets are not meant to be hidden out of fear, but protected out of wisdom. Like Mary, who pondered these things in her heart, you too must learn to cherish and guard these sacred understandings. Consider the natural world. All significant transformations occur in silence and darkness. A seed transforms into a mighty oak in the quiet depths of the earth. A butterfly emerges from its chrysalis in the secret shelter of its cocoon. A child develops in the sacred silence of the womb. Your manifestations follow the same divine pattern. When you honor these sacred silences, when you protect these divine secrets, you create a vacuum that God, your own wonderful human imagination, must fill. Your silence becomes your strength, your discretion becomes your power, and your private knowing becomes your public victory. Here's what happens when you protect these secrets. Your manifestations accelerate beyond your wildest expectations. Your faith deepens to unshakable levels. Your power increases exponentially. Your inner peace becomes absolutely untouchable. Your external world transforms effortlessly and naturally. The enemy of your manifestations isn't in the external world. It's in the premature exposure of your internal work to those who cannot yet comprehend the law. Remember, even Jesus, the greatest teacher of all, often said, "Tell no man," after performing his miraculous works. As one of God's chosen ones, and yes, you are chosen because you are God expressing Himself in human form, you have a divine responsibility to protect these sacred truths. Not every revelation needs validation from others. Not every manifestation needs a public announcement. Some things are meant to stay between you and your wonderful human imagination. Think of the great mystics and masters throughout history. They understood the power of sacred silence. They knew that the greatest transformations occur in the quiet depths of consciousness, away from the noise and interference of the world. The most powerful spiritual masters often worked in silence, revealing their wisdom only through their transformed lives and the miracles that followed them. They understood that true power lies not in proclamation, but in silent knowing. Let your transformed life be your message. Let your manifestations be your testimony. For when you master these three divine secrets, you master the very art of conscious creation itself. Your silence will speak volumes, and your life will become a living testament to the power of protected wisdom. Guard these secrets with your life. Nurture them in the silence of your heart, and watch as your world transforms in ways that will leave those around you in awe of the power of your silence. For in this sacred silence, in this divine protection of your spiritual work, you allow the full power of your godly nature to express itself without interference or limitation. Remember, chosen one, these secrets are your direct line to the divine power within you. Protect them, honor them, and watch as miracles unfold in your life in ways that will leave even your greatest doubters speechless. For when you truly understand and apply these principles, you step into your rightful place as a conscious creator, as God expressing Himself in human form. Until we meet again, keep these secrets sacred, maintain your divine silence, and allow the power of your protected wisdom to transform your world in ways that exceed even your grandest imaginings. For you are God's chosen one, and in your sacred silence lies your greatest power. The world awaits the manifestation of your protected wisdom, and through your sacred silence, you shall move mountains